Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The News.
Good evening, America. Tonight on the Junkyard Journalism section, we've got some awesome stories for you. First up, a backyard roller coaster. What? Yeah, check this out. So this is in England. A young man's uncle, the uncle is named Lee Downing, built a roller coaster in his nephew's backyard. Okay? So they're under pandemic lockdown. Can't go out, can't see friends, getting lonely, getting bored, right? 11-year-old nephew uses a lot of those cool computer programs so you can design roller coasters and stuff like that. He's apparently really good at it. Well, his uncle Lee is an engineer, and then Lee's son is a mathematician. So they put their heads together and they built a backyard roller coaster for their nephew. Really, really cool. And it was all done as a surprise for him. He I don't know how they did it in secret, but somehow 8 days after they start construction, they bring little nephew out in the backyard and they're like, behold, roller coaster. It's really, really cool. So this thing is 230 feet long. They called it the Big Dipper, which is really cool because my favorite roller coaster is in Santa Cruz, California. It's called the Big Dipper. And it's been there forever. It's one of the oldest wooden roller coasters in the country. So I'm like, what? The Big Dipper? Yeah, so 230 feet. And it's just super, super fun. I guess the kid is just on it all the time, and all the neighborhood folks are like, we want to ride it, we want to ride it. It's really, really cool. I can build a lot of neat stuff, but I can't build a roller coaster. So, yeah, so their next plan is to build a roller coaster that is all steel and features a corkscrew and a loop. They're going to do that using the engineering and mathematician background in their family, and then they're going to let the nephew design at least, the beginnings of the design on his computer program. So really, really cool. Awesome. That being said, I bet that kid thinks his uncle is a superhero. His uncle's not a superhero, but I know a real superhero. Let's meet him. All right. So what you're looking at on your screen right now is a man dressed as Batman. So you think. What you don't know is this is actually the real life Batman. His name is not Bruce Wayne. Nobody knows what his real name is. For real, nobody knows what this guy's real name is. This is a man who lives in Santiago, Chile. Well, we think he lives in Santiago. He operates in Santiago, Chile. And they are under a many months long lockdown right now. They have a ton of problems with access to food and homelessness, being able to access, the homeless population being able to access food in that city. So someone, and again, nobody knows who this guy really is. It's for real a mystery. It's not like a stunt. Like, nobody knows who this guy is. So this man decided that he would dress up as Batman and he would go around the city delivering food to homeless people and low-income families that don't have access to food during the pandemic. When asked why he dresses as Batman, he said that he felt it was necessary to bring some humor and fun as well as food. So a little bit of feeding the soul as well as feeding the belly. Really cool. Now, let's take a look at this video. I think you'll really enjoy what you see. Once I make it work. Cool. I bet that brought a lot of smiles to people's faces, just like the young man you see here. Interestingly enough, studies conducted at the South Australia University have proven that the phrase "fake it till you make it" has some truth to it. With that, fake it till you make it is a phrase that we commonly say in the military or in certain civilian sectors when you don't want to do something or you don't necessarily know how to do something fully well, but you get in there and you try it anyway. And eventually along the way you figure out how to do it or you find the motivation for it, right? Fake it till you make it. There are a lot of people out there who say that that idea is harmful because You should just stop and do the research and get the learning and figure out how to do it, or, don't do it until your motivation's in the right place. Whatever your thoughts are on the phrase fake it till you make it, I would like to propose a new phrase to take its place. Instead of fake it till you make it, let's try smile till it's your style. This university proved that by the physical act of forcing yourself to smile, you activate parts of the brain centered around the emotional center of your brain. You can actually make yourself feel happier by forcing yourself to smile. So, have you ever noticed that happy people are just happy and they seem to make themselves happy and it's a mystery as to why? Well, maybe it's because they're smiling so much that they just stay happy. Who knows? But very, very interesting thing. You can actually trick your brain into feeling better by forcing yourself to physically emanate those behaviors, right? So smiling and speaking with a higher pitched voice and all of those things trigger that emotional center of your brain and make you feel a little bit better. It's really cool. Okay. So they think, and they're continuing research on this, but university researchers think that long-term effects of building a smile habit can have impacts on your mental health stretching far into the future. They don't think it will cure mental illness or anything, crazy like that, right? Like mental illness is mental illness, and in most cases, you need intervention in order to get past some of those mental illnesses. However, consider if you chose to remind yourself to smile every day for a month, how do you think you'll feel at the end of the month? Now, I also know people who say that they don't smile because they don't want to get smile lines and wrinkles. I do.
Lame.
I agree, it is lame. But here's what I will tell you. I would rather hit my 40s, 50s, 60s, and look like a California raisin with all the wrinkles all over my face from all of my smiling and be happy than have a nice looking face and be miserable. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's a moot point when I say that because I was born ugly. But, all right. So consider the impact of forcing yourself to smile and what that'll do to your outlook on life. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Junkyard Journalism. The Fists of Arkan is the debut novel by author Jack Kiesling. Action, adventure, and personal challenges are the focal point of this immersive book set against a backdrop of war. Deep character development and wide perspectives explore social issues relevant to the real world. Dive in and discover the answer to the age-old question faced by leaders many. What kind of royal will you be? This is a paid advertisement for Jack Kiesling Books and the Fist of Arkan.